know that we have already used these things. আমরা সবাই এটা यूज করেছি। दैट थिंग्स हम लोग बहुत सारा यूज किया है, ठीक है, लेकिन वो जस्ट once upon a time it is converted by the good night first time by the switch on off concept, okay। इसमें बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है इसमें। इन दिस केस देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम हियर, सम प्रॉब्लम इज अराइज, is there is some fire is there, and for that point of view, so there is some problem, so that problem can be overcome by using this particular concept, that is a switching concept, switch electronics, very simple technological concept. It's not necessary a huge technological concept is required for that, okay। Now the process is basically, you should show the process in that case you show this is the pictures of the Howrah station, okay। Howrah station's queue, a long queue is there for the taxi booking, and new concept is introduced by the Uber Ola, that if you can book it by the through the mobile, then automatically you will get very easily that. And also right now the Rapido, Uber, Scooty, if you are single person, then you can very much easily avail on that case, okay। So this is a process innovation. Another process innovation, you say that the phone pay, Google Pay, these are the process innovations right now in all of you in your hand. Another thing, I know that here all of you are joining in this particular if I am saying that who have the raise their hand, I know that 90%. I'm saying you that if you have a geo connection হয়েছে, আপনারা আপনাদের হাত তুলুন, এখানে দেখুন, আমি দেখতে পাবো, এখানে বলে দিতে পারবো যে ম্যাক্সিমাম পার্সেন্ট জোকস আছে। আপনারা হাত তুলুন তো কাদের কাছে দোকান কানেকশন আছে, হাত তুলুন, প্লিজ রেজ দেয়ার হ্যান্ড, প্লিজ রেজ দেয়ার হ্যান্ড if you have the geo connection। Yes, yes, next, anybody? I know that everybody have the geo connection. Yes, and that is, yes. So there is a 90% to the geo connection. That 90% is in the market. তখন তো জিনিসটা সেটা ওনারা খারাপ করে কোনো properly, and that is they adopting market, and nobody can entering in the market for that, and they are bidding, and after then they are rising their price, okay। So this is a business model, the business actually the 100% disruption, the concept is 100% disruption, okay। Now how we can innovate, I am requesting Chandrani madam, if you have with us, please connect with our next speaker also. But don't worry, I will definitely presenting my presentations to over to you, and maybe on any other day if there is any shortage time, at that time I will definitely presenting. I would like to request Chandrani madam, is there JKM sir is connected? Yes or no? Chandrani madam, please. Hello. Hello. Chandrani madam,
হ্যাঁ,
are you there?
হ্যাঁ, 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 স্যার। আমি দেখছি ওনাকে ফোন করে, আপনি বলছেন বলে ফোন করিনি। ফোন করে তাহলে ওনাকে জয়েন করিয়ে নিচ্ছি।
Okay, please connect with them. One thing I want to say that one very important things. I know that you are think that when I'm presenting at that time, I'm also as I'm in the principal chair of this organization and this conducting these things, and as a partner, that's why this is my responsibility to connect with the other speakers also. So that's why they will do. আমি একটা কি কাজ করতে পারি আজকে, আমি কি একটু রিকোয়েস্ট করতে পারি যারা যারা এসছেন তারা যদি একটু নিজেদের পরিচয়টা দুজন তিনজন বলেন, কেউ কেউ বলেন যারা বাইরে থেকে এসছেন, যারা হাজী একে খান কলেজের বাইরে আছেন, তারা যদি একটুখানি ক্যামেরাটা অন করে নিজেদের পরিচয়টা বলেন, নাম এবং কোথা থেকে এসছেন, যদি একটু বলেন প্লিজ, একটু রিকোয়েস্ট করব। কেউ যদি এসে থাকেন বাইরে থেকে, আউটসাইড অফ দ্য হাজী একে খান কলেজ, কেউ যদি এসে থাকেন তাহলে প্লিজ একটু ক্যামেরাটা অন করবেন, করে একটুখানি আপনাদের পরিচয়টা বলবেন প্লিজ। হ্যালো, আমার কথাটা কি শোনা যাচ্ছে? হ্যালো? কেউ কি এসেছেন বাইরের কলেজ থেকে? প্লিজ যদি এসে থাকেন তাহলে একটুখানি ক্যামেরাটা অন করবেন। আপনার কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে না স্যার। আপনি মিউট আছেন স্যার, মিউট আছেন স্যার। দীপাঞ্জন বাবু, দীপাঞ্জন বাবু আপনি মিউট আছেন। আগে একটু শুনে নি কারা আছেন।
Myself,
দীপাঞ্জন
Dr.
বাবু,
Dipanjan Chakraborty, Assistant Professor in English of Professor Soyyad Nurul Hasan College, Farakka.
আচ্ছা নমস্কার স্যার, আপনাকে নমস্কার। আপনাকে জয়েন করার জন্য ধন্যবাদ। আর কেউ আছেন যারা বাইরে থেকে এসছেন? বাইরের হাজি এখান কলেজের বাইরে থেকে এসছেন যারা জয়েন করেছেন? আর কেউ আছেন? থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার আপনাকে বলার জন্য। আর কেউ আছেন এখানে? প্লিজ। হ্যালো, হ্যালো। যদি কেউ থেকে থাকেন প্লিজ একটু বলবেন।
নমস্কার স্যার, আমার নাম চন্দ্রানী। আমি বেনারস হিন্দু ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে কথা বলছি।
বেনারস হিন্দু ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে বলছেন। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ, থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাডাম ফর জয়নিং
থ্যাংক ইউ।
উইথ আস। অ্যান্ড আই হোপ
থ্যাংক ইউ।
দ্যাট ডেফিনেটলি আমরা একসঙ্গে আরো পরবর্তীকালে কাজের মধ্যে থাকবো, কাজ করব।
নিশ্চয়ই নিশ্চয়ই।
আর কেউ এসে আছেন কেউ বাইরে থেকে? প্লিজ আপনারা চিন্তা করবেন না, আমি পরবর্তীকালে আমার প্রেজেন্টেশন দেবো। যেহেতু আমার টাইম শর্ট, আমি জাস্ট আমার ফার্স্ট প্রেজেন্টেশনটা বললাম। এর পরবর্তীকালে যখন ফাঁকা টাইম পাবো আমি নিশ্চয়ই দেবো। আমাদের তো এতদিন চলতে হবে একসঙ্গে। দেবশ্রী ম্যাডাম প্লিজ, নমস্কার ম্যাডাম প্লিজ।
নমস্কার স্যার, আমি প্রফেসর সৈয়দ নুরুল হাসান কলেজ থেকে বাংলা বিভাগের অধ্যাপিকা দেবশ্রী সরকার।
নমস্কার ম্যাডাম, থ্যাংক ইউ ফর জয়নিং। আর কেউ আছেন প্লিজ? আর কেউ আছেন? আর কেউ আছেন বাইরের কলেজ থেকে? আউটসাইড অফ দ্য হাজি একে খান কলেজ কেউ আছেন কি? করছেন?
নমস্কার স্যার।
আপনি এখানে থাকুন,
নমস্কার
এখানে
স্যার।
জয়েন করলেই আমাকে বলবেন। হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ নমস্কার। নমস্কার শ্যামল বাবু, নমস্কার।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমার নাম হচ্ছে শ্যামল বাস্কে। ফিলোসফি ডিপার্টমেন্টের, পিডি ওমেন্স কলেজ জলপাইগুড়ি থেকে।
খুব ভালো, একদম উত্তর দিক থেকে একদম। এইটাই হচ্ছে আমাদের অনলাইন পোর্টালের সুবিধা। আমাদের বেনারস চলে গেল, এরপরে আবার আমরা চলে গেলাম উত্তরবঙ্গে, ঠিক আছে? তো এটাই আমাদের সুবিধা। এটার অনলাইনে এই কানেকশনটা, এটা যদি আমরা এফডিপি অফলাইন করতাম তাহলে হয়তো আপনারা আসতে আসতে অসুবিধে হতো এবং অনেক টাকার খরচার ব্যাপার হয়ে যেত। কিন্তু আমরা এইভাবে এটাকে করার জন্য করতে পেরেছি
থ্যাংক
অনলাইনে
ইউ, থ্যাংক
আপনার
ইউ ভেরি
বাইরে।
মাচ স্যার।
হ্যাঁ,
থ্যাংক ইউ, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি
নমস্কার
মাচ।
নেবেন, নমস্কার নেবেন এবং জয়েন্ট
নমস্কার,
থাকবেন, কানেক্টেড থাকবেন।
অবশ্যই
আর
স্যার।
কেউ আছেন? আর কেউ আছেন? আর কেউ আছেন?
হ্যালো স্যার। হ্যালো স্যার।
হ্যাঁ নমস্কার, নমস্কার বলুন। নমস্কার,
গুড আফটারনুন স্যার। নমস্কার স্যার।
নমস্কার বলুন।
আমার নাম হরিদাস বিশ্বাস, ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ পলিটিক্যাল সায়েন্স, প্রফেসর নুরুল হাসান কলেজ, ফারাক্কা।
নুরুল হাসান কলেজ থেকে এসছে আমাদের হরিদাস বিশ্বাস। ধন্যবাদ আপনাকে বলার জন্য এবং জয়েন করার জন্য আমাদের তরফ থেকে নমস্কার আপনাকে।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
থ্যাংক ইউ। আমাদের সঙ্গে কানেক্টেড থাকবেন। আমরা এফডিপিটা খুব সুন্দরভাবে অর্গানাইজ করার চেষ্টা করছি। আপনাদের কোঅপারেশন একান্ত কাম্য। নেক্সট অন্য কলেজ থেকে কেউ যদি এসে থাকেন প্লিজ যদি একটু বলেন। নেক্সট অন্য কলেজ থেকে যদি কেউ এসে থাকেন প্লিজ একটু বলেন। নেক্সট অন্য কলেজ থেকে কেউ যদি এসে থাকেন প্লিজ যদি একটু বলেন। আর কোনো কলেজ থেকে যদি, বাইরের কোনো কলেজ থেকে যদি এসে থাকেন প্লিজ যদি একটু বলেন। আর কেউ আছেন বাইরের কলেজ থেকে প্লিজ? যদি কেউ এসে থাকেন প্লিজ যদি বলেন। হ্যাঁ স্যার, ওয়েলকাম ইউ স্যার। আমাদের পরবর্তী স্পিকার ডক্টর জ্যোৎস্না কুমার মন্ডল, যে কে এম স্যার অলরেডি এসে গেছেন। স্যার আপনি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আমাদের কথা? স্যার হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ, হ্যালো, হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ
Yes.
স্যার, শোনা যাচ্ছে, শোনা
আচ্ছা
যাচ্ছে। তো আমি আমাদের অ্যাঙ্কারিং টিম আমাদের তামিম এবং বিদিশাকে বলবো, প্লিজ স্টার্ট কন্টিনিউ ফর
Yes, sir. We are very happy that our eminent resource person, Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol, has already joined us in this platform. After our principal, sir, he is the speaker today, Professor Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol. He is a professor of computer science and engineering at the University of Kalyani and former vice chancellor of Raiganj University. With more than 36 years of experience, he specializes in data security, cryptography, and GIS applications. He has guided 31 PhD scholars, published more than 450 research papers, and authored a Springer book. He is a recipient of the Shiksha Ratna Award 2018 and several other academic honors. We are also honored to have Professor Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol in our FGP today. On behalf of Hazi Khan College, we cordially welcome him.
And he, apart from Shiksha Ratna Award from Government of West Bengal, India, for outstanding teaching and teaching experience, and he is also the recipient of many awards, and A.M. Bose Memorial Silver Medal, and Kali Prashanna Dasgupta Memorial Silver Medal from Jadavpur University, Vidyasagar Award from International Society for Science Technology in 2018, Research Icon Award, University of Engineering and Management, Kolkata in 2023, and Academic Excellence Award from University of Engineering and Management, Kolkata in 2024, highest 220 Scopus Best, a publication in last 10 years among all faculty members, 220 of University of Kalyani. ISO World Convener of ISO/IEC JTC 1/SC36/WG7 TLET, that is Teaching, Learning and Educational Technology Governing Council. He is also a member of IETE India. He is the Eastern Zonal Mentor of IET Teaching, Learning and Educational Technology, TLET, TE, New Delhi. We are really delighted to have such an eminent personality with us today. So over to you, sir. We are looking forward to hear you eagerly.
My screen is visible and I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I think thank you for inviting me in this type of research workshop that I love to be with this domain of research and with the researcher always. And I love to present my view of research, what is my experience I've gathered during the last 30 years. So as organizers are thinking of the methodology and enhancing the skill of research and writing the research standard and enhancing the standard. So I have chosen this type of topics that research methodology and skill enhancement of writing for publication. So this already, thank you, the introducer, for introducing me in this way. Just I was just retired a few months back from University of Learning. It was last 20 years, my career almost 40 years in various universities. various capacity. So I can say that the research is an endeavor to discover answer to intellectual problem from unknown to known and some questions pertaining to some social problem. We always think of that this research is in Bengali, the research is in English, that pertaining to my subject, but purely it is pertaining to the contribution of a social system, and we are always adhering to with that. Now, I always used to say that when there is a need or there is a necessity of something, we are thinking of that problem to solve that problem in some way, whatever best possible way to do that. You see that we know that the various ministry, various very important places, you won't see that any network signal is there. What is the reason? The reason is that the zone is very high security. But can you think that silently that no signal zone can be deployed in terms of some ship to destroy the drones? What is happened nowadays in the Gulf and through Hormuz? You know that dozens of drones are destroyed not by firing them, but only due to non getting the signal of aviation. We need to have, if some aviation signal goes off, you cannot fly. Because the thing is that you have multiple sensor there, that you are getting signals, what is your altitude, what is your direction, what is your speed of aviation, like that. So that means, you see, I think even few years back, we are not thinking of that, only simple use. But you see that the need, the necessity is the mother of invention. Just left in. So now the research is a systemized effort to gather the knowledge. It is a systematic effort, and which is replicable, which is made prototype in terms of some social, logical, social reasoning, or in terms of some model, whatever may be. Not only that, I can go for only the modeling in terms of a particular physics or chemistry. No, these are, and always we are thinking of the simulating some behavior of the social system. So it is, though the research may be done in all domain, it is art of scientific investigations, and it is known to unknown, unknown to known, and vice versa. Always. That means we are getting some questions, we are getting from the unknown to known, and then from known to again unknown. If some limitations are there, that means we are again percolating to the unknown scenario. And definitely we are always searching through some objective. Definitely we have to have some objective, and that's why the domain of your thinking of problem is generating the solution. So that is the research methodology, what we used to say. Suppose, yeah, I used to show this slide oftenly in any, for the science, for the arts, for the commerce, everywhere, in any sphere of research domain. That you see that these are some of the picture, some of the outputs of my scholars' research work. I'm not going to that. But you see in the leftmost corner, we may have some centers that encircle it. It's a COVID center. Suppose I can say that these are the COVID center. So the network points are there. So where it are to be coagulated? Out of 4 circles, where to be coagulated? Anywhere I can coagulate. What is the reason? You see that I always go to thinking of that it should be a minimum distance. Minimum distance is possible in terms of the planar equator. It's in if it is in a plane. But if we think of a hill, you see the planar distance is not always. You see distance from one point to another, straight line distance or minimum shortest path distance is not possible. Some cases there because there may not be any road. So you see, this is one of the reasons that I have to think of some attributes and parameters in terms of a research, and I have to define my problems. I have to define my questions. I have to generate my questions only. Then only I can go for solving. And most of the cases we used to go that I will go to do some research. What is the research? Because think of the define the problem first, domain of problem. How do you go for domain of problem? In terms of the survey of literature, maybe library research, or maybe some other research type of thing. So second, you see we have a map of West Bengal. So you see here a tourism problem can be think of that if I go to visit a place, so your Google is always giving you some information that what are the places around we are going to see, what is the possibility, opening time, closing time. So you are planning according that. So your question is there that I will go to Siliguri, so what will be the places to see in 1 day, in 2 days, in 3 days. That means it is a research question, and then the rest of the thing is done by the Google, and it is searching all these things, or your AI module is searching for all these things and doing for you all these things. Yeah, you see another outputs of one of my scholars GIS based research. I'm not going to that. So you see that some uh, you see offense is categorized as 1 to 10. You see 10 is murder, 1 is molestation. So you see based on the color, we have made the color on different offenses. You see this red. Here you see the left hand side, the red is one red is changing from other color. That means the police people of that particular Mauja. It is from some East Midnapur. That they can see from this gap or map or the thematic map. I can say that. So this can be used in geography. This can be used in your geoscience, or this can be used for the police. This can be used for the IBs. This can everyone, common man also can see the thing, and they can do some work on this. And so you see that objective is different based on the questions and defining the domain of research and the problem of that particular domain of the research. So now the thing is that why we are interested in research. So what is the research? What is the concept that we are doing for it? So the research is made from informed decision and need a researching career. These are now those who are in teaching and going to have their teaching. So their research is need in their career. So, and definitely when we are teaching as a researcher to the students, particularly in the postgraduate students, always we used to go for some unknown domain beyond my curriculum, that we used to give some highlights for the research to the students, particularly in the end semester of end years of the courses, that you go for some project works or some defining the problem and designing the problem in terms of logical conclusion, or it may be some other type of conclusion. So what is the objective of the research then? So to gain familiarity with a phenomena, which is called the exploratory research, and to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, which is called the descriptive research. And then we go to the determine the frequency with which something occurs. This is called the diagnostic research. So to test a hypothesis, it's called the hypothesis testing research or the experimental research, not empirical research. So what is the objective? If I say precisely, it extend, verify, or corrects the knowledge. That means it may extend your knowledge. It may verify your knowledge. It may correct your knowledge. It may revise your knowledge. And it establishes to generalize the laws. And what is the motivation for the research? The motivation for the research is that the cause-effect relationship of some social phenomena. Always we are thinking of that. And definitely you are curious about a problem, you are curious about a subject, and you are curious about the necessity of the research. And you are understanding, analyzing, and explaining the social phenomena. Always I am talking about that. And what is the utility of research? It's aid for decision making. The research is an aid for decision making, and it's normally research is a basic innovation. It is nothing else. It is basic innovation, and always it identifies the problem area and give the solution in terms of the output of your research. And it establishes a relationship between some variables and functions. Here you see one output, another output of some research of one of my scholar. You see it is in Barakpur area that you see that lot of places we did not get the signal. So signal innervative zone. There is a rule that if innervative zone is more than 20% of the total area of the coverage of the tower, we can put a tower. So I can go for analyzing the signal or strength of the signal, and I can get it. You see, we have identified 4 areas and then ultimately 1 area. So now, what are the characteristics of scientific method? Normally, you see, firstly we go for the empirical evidence and relevant concepts, and definitely it always comply with the objective considerations, and always some probabilistic prediction. That probability may be realistic, maybe some deviations are there. That why the deviations are there? That means I could not reach to the exact boundary of the goal, lower boundary or upper boundary of the goal, and that's why you see maybe probabilistic. But again, the research, re-enhancement of that particular research can go for betterment of the futuristic method, which is called the future considerations or future methods, and future methodology may be known. And always we are going for aiming some scientific methodologies and the theories in terms of the research. Suppose this is one satellite image. Just I am giving you this image. And what is there? You see this part, just like the tennis bat. This is the Jharkhali Twins Bungalow at your Jharkhali Sundarban area. So here you see that you can put it here, and I can see that mangroves are here. The next slide you can see what is the output here. It has changed. It is a thematic map of clustering of mangrove areas. How many mangroves are there in each area, and I am getting it in terms of the color. You see, this is one of the research which is called clustering problems and the mangrove degradation problem. That is not only the physics or remote sensing research, that is the research for the social science also, that how the mangroves are depleting and what are the mitigation plans, how the government will go for social mitigation of these areas, how we can go for this type of things. That is another problem. So how the source of concept of a research used to come. The source of research concept used to come in terms of Nariman's, that a theoretical perspective that is dominant within the discipline, or from a very specific research problem. Again, it may be from commonly used theoretical concept or everyday concept. That means when you are moving on the surface of the earth, you are getting some phenomena on your eyes, and from there you can generate a research question, and then you can solve that question to get the output or to get the formulation of that particular characteristics. So the characteristics is research should be, the objective should be clearly defined. It should be a precise one. Your research should be always verifiable. I can verify your research. I can verify your finding. You can verify. X can verify. Y can verify. Z can verify. That means your research always be replicable. And also it should be parsimonious. It may be empirical. It may be mathematical model. It may be AI-based model. But it should be a logical. Output may be realistic, may be probabilistic. In all cases, you see, if it is a probabilistic output, then we are always defining some threshold of outputs. You see, I am talking about the accuracy of a particular research, true negative, true positive, false negative, false positive. Now I am thinking in terms of a percentage of true negative, false positive, true positive. Then it is a probability. That means 90% probable, I am saying, with 5% uncertainty, 10% uncertainty, or 20% uncertainty, I am telling for that. So, in terms of proceed, the researcher classifies as the descriptive research, relational research, casual research. And other some common research are a basic research versus applied versus evaluation, maybe experimental research or non-experimental research, analytical research, or descriptive research. So, what are the key concepts of the research? You see, time of a research is very important. When you are doing a research, now that time and context of the research is very, very important. Now you see the S-400 defense system of Indian that brought. That was not brought on the day of war with Pakistan. It was done previously. That was a perception that there may be a problem of air. Maybe 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. And we have defined our system. We have defined our boundary of defense on the air. So time, it has been justified during that war. Then variables. What are the variables? You see, during the Operation Sindhu, you know that our defense system was defined in terms of 3 distance: 600 kilometers, 400 kilometers, 100 kilometers. So in terms of 3,
Control room, please keep
variables, very important. Then you have to go in for the type of relationship with various hypothetical parameters and then hypothesis. So when I'm talking about a hypothesis, so I'm going for some attributes and then I'm going for some data and some fallacies. When I am making a relationship between variables, there may be some fallacies, some boundaries, some limitations. Then you have to define a structure of your research. Then we have some methodology of induction methodology and the deduction methodology, some ethical concept of the research. Nowadays, every one of us thinking of that. If I get a result from ChatGPT and if I post the result into the paper, so I will get the paper published always. But paper may be retracted, paper may be deleted, and you may be debarred from research from that particular organization also. Because now you can use your AI tool for fabrication of your data, generation of your data, generation of your result. The, the cascading effect to generate the original data, whether it is AI based or not, that is being done by using another AI tool. So don't think that whatever ChatGPT is doing, everything is not verifiable, but it is also can verifiable that it has been done through ChatGPT. That tool is also there. Again, when you are generating some output in terms of the some AI tools, now that can be humanized. Some people are using to do that, but that dehumanization is also tools are also available for that. So definitely, when you are getting some data, getting some output in terms of your methodology, you go for it for the validity of the research. So when we are talking about the research, you see we are talking about the validity of the data in terms of the research and the variable definitions and the variable type. We may have some dependent variable, we may have some independent variable. So dependent variable means fx equal to z, that means x and z are related in terms of some function. So that is called a dependent variable. But some variables are not dependent, it is independent. So what are the main quality of a good research? It should be systematic, it should be logical, it may be empirical, not necessarily should. If you are going for a mathematical modeling, so it may not be empirical. So if your mathematical models are fine enough, but definitely validation of a mathematical model in terms of the output, predicted output and observed output and the real time data, that has to be confirmed. And definitely your research should be replicable. Your research has to be replicable, and your research must go for delta x incremental knowledge acquisition. That means you must acquire some knowledge which will be incremental, and you can use a single method, you can use a multiple method, you can use a single domain, you can use multiple domains. So what are the characteristics of a very good research? One is the purpose of the research should define clearly, and your research process should define properly and methodically. Your research design should be planned thoroughly, and your research should be ethically high standard. We are always suffering from the ethical problem nowadays. We are copying some data, we are taking some output by giving some instruction to the AI modules or large language modules. And definitely when we are talking about a research, you go for the boundary of your research, whatever you have to find. What is achieved, you define the boundary of that particular achievement. And you have to go for various analysis for decision makers. And when you are getting some findings of the research, you present that findings unambiguously. Then you have to go for comparison of the data or the logic with the existing logic. If you try to defy some logic, you have to give a lot of axiom and you have to prove the axiom or hypothesis. Otherwise, it may be research of physics or it may be research of physiology or philosophy. It has to be comply with that. And when you are concluding your limitations, your future extension, direction of future extension must be given properly. So your researcher experience reflected properly. And you used to say that research is a hourglass system. That means you begin with broad question, you narrow down and focus in operationalize, you observe, you analyze the data, reach the conclusion, and generalize back questions. We have the deductive and inductive type of research. You see, first you start with the theory, with the hypothesis, observations, then confirmation. In other way, you start with the observation, then you go for some pattern, then you go for the tentative hypothesis, and you generate the theory. So this is called the deductive and inductive type of research. So you start with the theory and cause construct and go for the effect. You go for the program or you go for the observations of your research. And this is a cyclic process. Anytime it can be abandoned, it can be excluded, and it can start again from the beginning in terms of the hourglass. So you see, when you are going for research, you go for the study, you go for the relationship, you go for the generalized construct, you go for the generalized other things, and you define the validity of the research. And that is the step of the research, that you start from a question, generate the methodology, go for finding some output, whatever may be, logical or theoretical or empirical or practical, then you go for the validity. And this is a cyclic type of thing that anytime you can go for it. So the research methodology, I shall start. I think I'm excusing me for 5 minutes, that I'm just getting down from my car and I'll go for it again. Done. So please excuse me for that for 5 minutes,
It's
so
okay,
that
sir.
I can uh, just 5 minutes I'm doing that.
Yes, sir. Please come
Okay.
back according to your convenient time, sir. No problem, sir.
Within 5 minutes, 5 minutes maximum, 5 to 10 minutes.
We hope all of you are listening to Professor Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondal, sir. His talk you are enjoying. Now, another thing is regarding the technical matter, that is feedback form, that is also necessary for particularly for certificate generation at the end of this FDP. That's why I request all of you, the participants, to fill out the feedback forms shared here also in the message chat box, also in the WhatsApp group. After each session, separate feedback forms will be shared with you. All of you, please take your time to fill out the forms. Thank you.
The feedback form for that first technical session has already been distributed among you, and kindly fill out the form as soon as possible. And the second technical session is going on, and our respected speaker has asked for some time, and thank you for your patience. And in due course of time, we will circulate the second feedback form of this day for the second technical session. And kindly fill out the form, because if you want to get the certificate for this FTP, this filling out form is mandatory. Kindly cooperate with us, and thank you for your patience.
One question says arise that related to the presentations from the all the presenters, all the speakers. I have to say that if we will ask it to our all the presenters, all the speakers to give us to us. Thus, there is some issue of the copyright, and definitely, if they permit us, because it is their own presentations, if they will permit us, definitely, whoever send us the presentations, we will share with you after the end of the FTP. Thank you.
We are at the inaugural session of this FDP organized by IQAC Haji AK Khan College, and the title of this FDP is Advancing Academic Excellence, Research, Innovation and Leadership in HEIs. And our second technical session is going on. We are really thankful for the scholarly presentation of Professor Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol on research methodology and writing skills. We are really enriching ourselves for this very important aspect of research, innovation. And we are really, I would say, grateful for his pains, and he has asked for some time, and we are hoping that he will come back soon and continue his presentation. Be with us.
This is a 6-day online faculty development program. Today is the very first day. Similarly, tomorrow from 3 p.m. we will again have our second day program. Tomorrow we have the eminent resource persons named Dr. Anilesh De. He is the principal of Chakda College, and Dr. Mohua Das. She is the principal of Bakura Jila Sharadamuni Mohila Maha Vidyapith. Like today, tomorrow also we are expecting you participation, active participation in this FDP on online mode. We hope that the whole FDP program conducted by Haji A.K. Khan College would make some meaning to your advancing academic excellence, to your research, innovation, and leadership in your institution, in your performance as a teacher, in your performance as a part of higher education institution.
We are really
Am I audible?
delighted to share with you our list of eminent speakers in the okay, on April 13th, on the third day of this FDP program, we have Dr. Shobbosati Sen, who is the principal of we are really happy to have Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol again with us, and sir will continue his presentation.
Thank you very much for giving me opportunity because it was very difficult
Thank
for
you.
this. Thank you. Just I'm beginning with. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are defining the problem results in the clear-cut research objective. So first thing is that symptom detection. So you detect the symptom, detect the problem, whatever may be. Someone may call the problem, someone may the symptom. Then you analysis your situation. Then we go for the problem definition, and then you go for the statement of research objective. So in this way, you can find out the research objective. So now we can say that the most of the problem generated from the experience of real life. Most of the cases, the general research problems are coming from the real life, and always the research outcome is effective when it is applicable to the societal need. So that's why what is the implication of the society for this research? It may be research from the physics, and what it may be research from the philosophy. So what are the societal need and the problem of the research in that domain? So now we have gone for some research. We have defined the problem. We have defined the objective. We have gone for the hypothesis testing. Then what is next? The next is writing a research report. So writing a research report. So if you don't write a research, so did it mean anything? If you don't publish somewhere, if you don't record your research in terms of something, so did it really occur or mean? So we have some things that the academician conduct the research to discover fact, truth, and experimentation about the social world. And your research report is written to convey theirs and others' research findings. So always the research point is provide the useful information to other. That means you are generating some useful information to other people. You see, just I am telling you one fact. I always used to say during my lecture, in any lecture, particularly in research methodology lecture, that in November 1895, Sir Jagadish Chandra Bose was presented a public demonstration in Town Hall, Kolkata. He sent an electromagnetic wave across 75 feet, passing through wall. That means remote, wireless. Ring a bell and to explode some gunpowder. So that means Bose is the father of wireless telecommunications. But everyone of us knows that the Italian inventor Guglielmo Marconi received the Nobel Prize on the transatlantic communication system, radio communication, but it was in 1901. What is the conflict? You see, in 1895, Bose was demonstrated the experiment, but the Nobel Prize was given to Marconi in 1901. That means 6 years after that. What is the difference? The difference is that between a researcher and between a methodical producer of a system. We do research, we give some indications, you take that methodology, you design a device, and you take the methodology. Your device is more popular than my research. No one know that this research has been done this. So that is the thing. That means Jagadish Bose was always used to say that my research is for the mankind. My research is for the mankind, not for the business. But Marconi was a millionaire. So publication of the research and reporting of the research is a major thing. You can do your research every day, every time. But the reporting of the research is very important. So that's why I used to go in 3 steps. You see research, report, and publication. That means when you are doing your research, you are generating the hypothesis, you are generating a problem, you are defining the objective, you are getting the solution, you are getting the data, justifications, limitations, boundary, conclusion, future scope, everything. And these are being generated as a report. And the report is sent for publications. The peer will review your report and he will justify that whatever you have given, I can make a replication of that. So I am justified, I am satisfied. Maybe some query will be there. You are addressing in terms of the review report, and then you are going for publication. If the publication is done, then the record is there as a library. And then your research is completed. Otherwise, it is not. So if you think of a research, there are 2 types of research. One is called the library research, which refer to gathering information that others have generated. That's why you go for the library. We go for the study of the library, from the library, various articles and other. And then primary research, it refers to the generating information through data collection, analysis, and reporting and the finding. So there are 2 types of research. So in library research, you see the article, papers, research reports. It's going to be the fact and theories, what we use to gather the knowledge. And fact and theories of the research commonly generated and one's own findings. So what is the research report? An article, paper, or report generally conveys and covers only one aspect of the research. And your research report is not a creative writing. It is not an opinion of pieces. It's not a poem. It's not a novel. It's not a letter. So it's not the something interesting to read. It reports something. It gives some logical conclusion of something. It gives some logical findings of something. And it portrays the answers of people's questions or social questions or social problems. And it describes the social world. It generates and tests the theories or explanations about the social world. And definitely the sociological knowledge is used to guide the policies of the system or social system. So I know that again we have already discussed that the research process is you start from the theory, generate the hypothesis and generate the data. That is called the deductive. Already I have discussed. If it is a descriptive research, then you start with empirical generation, then you generate the theory. But somewhere you have to prove your system of research. So again, we have two types of research: is a qualitative research and the quantitative research. Qualitative, that means it enhances the objective and the meaning, and quantitative, that means the it can measure the social variable maybe more precise way or some other ways. So when researchers are writing, so they state why the research is so important, particularly in the sociology. They only make claim that these are back with the empirical evidence. So now when we are writing, what are the things to be given? This is a very, very generic form that we have normally when we are writing an article. Is you have to have some title, we have to have some abstract, then some introductory concept of the domain or area, then we have some review of literature. Then you have to go for some methods or methodology, whatever you are using. Then using this methodologies, you are going for some obtaining some results. Then you are going from conclusion and discussions. Then you are going for references. So what will be the title of the research? So the title of the research should be precise, and each word of the title of the research, you see, should be portrayed the complete literature of the research. So title should be precise, and in one sentence or so, it portrayed the every line of your complete research. So abstract, or I can say the abstract tell the reader to verify that what are the main points of the research. That means you see in every research, your abstract, your title and keywords are free, available when you are going for any search engine, maybe non-AI based search engine or maybe AI based search engine. You see, these are some of the abstract. So normally the abstract should be 100 to 200 words, not more than that. And you see that it should not contain any philosophical and only your feelings put it in paper. So when we are talking about the review of the literature, when we shall start the review of the literature? When something started, we can start from that. And now, state of the art. Oftenly you used to see that they are saying that state of the art of your article is missing. What does it mean? The meaning is that your literature survey should be not more than 3 to 5 years and mostly last 3 years. Because you see, today you have admitted with the PhD, you have gone for the literature survey, and after 5 years you are submitting your thesis. So you are, if you take same paper, still it is 5 to 8 years back. That's why towards end of your research, you again compare during your thesis preparation with the latest state of the art research. So, so the literature review, is very, very important. Oftenly, I used to see that the literature of 2005, 2002. You see that if you are doing a research in computer science, you see normally 2.5 year to 3 year concept is entirely changed, diminished. That means literature prior to 3 years, we normally avoid. When today I am starting within 3 years, good. But when you are submitting your thesis 8 years, that means that literature may not have relevance, but you have compared with that literature. So you compare, no problem. You produce that again. But the literature for last 1 or 2 years when you are submitting your thesis or pre-submission, you please go for it. Otherwise, state of the art of the survey will be missing. That means survey to be done in 2 phases. The first survey to be done at the beginning when you are starting your research or starting your thesis or PhD work. And secondly, during the pre-submission, before the pre-submission, you again prepare the literature survey, particularly for comparison if your result. No need of taking all the papers which is not at par with your result. You take some of the papers, recent papers, which is at par your result, that you can justify your result in terms of that existing methodology. That is very important. Then you fabricate your method. So your method, you have to give. What is your method in terms of algorithm, in terms of steps, in terms of flowchart, but you describe. But you please don't write that following figure 1.2 depict my research method. It is absolutely wrong. Figure cannot tell anything. You draw the figure, explain the figure. But prior to write the figure or draw the figure, you explain the research first. What you are going to do. Then you just say that whatever I have described, it is given in the following figure. That should be the method. Otherwise, it is absolutely wrong. So then method is there. And my suggestion is that when you are going a method, so you don't refer others paper. After method or starting from the method or after literature survey and objective chapter or section, you never give the reference. When the peer or the reviewer used to see that reference, that means he used to see that what is your novelty of the paper. The novelty is absolutely missing because you are referring a paper from where you are giving your method. So please mind it. You try to avoid it. In some cases, this may not be avoidable, but you have to justify your novelty, you have to justify your innovation, you have to justify your research component, you have to justify your delta X advancement of your research. And that is very difficult in terms of that reference. In your methodology section, in your result section, yes, you can give in your result section, but at end of your results when you're comparing your result. And again, I used to see in a lot of cases that when you are comparing the result, you see in 25, what is 25? In 23, that means it is the reference you are referring. No, it should not be. It should be Mondal and Mondal, XYZ et al. and then followed by the year. It should not be the reference in terms of a number. It should be reference in terms of the title of the article's author and followed by the year. So not only it is a APA format, it is beyond the scope of today's discussion. It is another 1 hour or 2 hour discussions are there for the formatting of the total research. So you see that then you will go to the result or research report. So you have to write precisely the description of the result scenario, how the results are coming, what are the data you are using, what are the set of the data, what are the attributes of the data, what are the things you are using from the data. And towards the end of the result, you always go for comparison of the result with the existing. At least some comparison has to be given. And in your conclusion, 3 sections must be there. 1 paragraph for your achievement, what you have done, what you have achieved. 1 paragraph, what is the boundary of your methods, methodology, and the achievement. What is the bracket, lower bracket and the upper bracket of that particular achievement of the research. And then what are the, that means limitations. And then what are the future scope, how that boundary can be overcome. These are to be given in details. So we have a lot of style of writing the references. This is one of the style, just you can go for the names, then you can go on some other. So you can see it, various types of literature. Now coming to the plagiarism and the avoidance. One thing is that nowadays the similarity with other articles or with your article. Self-similarity is also similarity. Self-plagiarism also a plagiarism. So how to prevent it in your research? It helped you to feel more confinement in using and crediting academic resource effectively. That is the objective of the plagiarism, anti-plagiarism software. It is an issue in the academic environment nowadays. It's a major issue. Nowadays it has been added with 2 components. One is the similarity and another one is called the AI content. Now some of the anti-plagiarism softwares, plagiarism detection softwares can detect the AI content. So less than AI, 20% AI content is not detected, but more than 20% AI content is not accepted at all. So some example was there in federal election campaign in 2018. Stephen Harper says something and it was plagiarism by others, but in terms of that he has lost the election. So I'm just not going into details of that. I'm just keeping this. So when I am committing the plagiarism, when and how? When and how I am committing the plagiarism? So make use work of other to gather your information. Use the work of another and misinterpret or misrepresent that work as your work. And make use of the work to others to support your work. And you see, examine the ideas and argument of others as your. So it is called the misrepresenting the idea, expression of idea, work of other as your work. So it is mostly unintentional. We used to say that your plagiarism is unintentional. So you have to justify what is your idea. Suppose if you have some statement of other, you make a quote. So now in 2018, Government of India has come out with a government order Geo. So you can see that Geo in website regarding the plagiarism, and they have imposed the penalties in terms of the plagiarism. You see, this is the gist of that level 1, level 2, level 3 plagiarism, level 0. You see, 0 is less than 10%, no penalty. Nothing is there. It is permissible up to 10%. That's why I'm not going into details of that. You can find out that geo from the website or from the UGC website. So what measure, what Government of India's directives in terms of technical writing but by the MHRD, you see this is the geo. 6th August 2018 the geo was published. To create awareness about the responsible conduct of research. So you see the geo used to say that you have to go for any higher education institution awareness, you have to go for 2 committees, DIP and IAIP. And these are the level of the plagiarism. Level 0 it's less than 10%. Level 1 is 10 to 40, 2 is 40 to 60 and above 60. There are various penalties, but to address all the issues, we have to go for one departmental academic integrity panel, DAIP, and another institutional academic integrity panel, IAIP. Who are the member of that DIP and IIP? In DIP, chairman is the head of the department, member is senior academician from outside the department, another member is a person versed with the plagiarism tools. It's called the DIP. And natural justice to be given and 45 days is the time limit. In IIP, chairman is the Pro BC Dean, senior academician of the HEI, member is senior academician, and one member nominated by the head of the institutions outside HEI, one person well versed with the anti-plagiarism software. So everyone should prevail the natural justice and various penalties are there. I am just keeping these penalties. So how the publication house thinks. My point of notation is that how the publication house thinking. That you see nowadays when the conferences are organized, we used to upload the paper. The papers are analyzed by the publication house and they used to send a report to the corresponding editor. I am corresponding editor of Springer last 30 years. So there I used to get this type of message. Some papers may be okay. Some papers have to problem to be reconsidered. Some paper cannot be considered. They used to write this word, not to proceed. You see our hurdle. When you are presenting your paper, you are getting a certificate and you are giving the camera ready. We are uploading the paper. After this problem normally starts for 1 year. So how to avoid the plagiarism? The first thing is that you cite your source from where you have taken the data, learn to quote and paraphrase your data, and you take little bit information from many sources. Because in the plagiarism system, we have the gross similarity, which should be less than 10%, and similarity from a single source, it should be less than 4%. And AI similarity should be less than 20% in general. What are the tips? So never copy more than 3-4 words in a row from a source without using the quotations. Never use special words. So you use direct quotations, use the summaries or paragraphs, use the statistics of the findings, you write with your own. You take or draw a chart with your own, not taking from others. And you don't go for controversial interpretation. You never give result of other research. So you see, something may be cited, something may not be cited. The universal truth, universal consortium may not be cited, which is common knowledge and public knowledge may not be cited. So if I say previous research shown, what is previous research? Whose research? What is the article? Huh? Huh? So should this be cited? So definitely when there is a doubt, you should cite. Now, some ethical permissions are also there. You have to take. Human ethics committee and animal ethics committee for any colleges and universities, it should be there. Suppose you are using human blood, you are using MRI image, you are using some cows, goats for experiment, you have to take the permission. You have the committees, you have to take a letter. Otherwise, you cannot give that picture, you cannot give the data. They will not take. When you are taking some data from some MRI of some hospital, you have to take a permission from the chairman of the ethical committee. So these are some of the simple articles. Just yeah. So how do go for paraphrasing? You change the order of the structure. Direct sentence may be converted to the indirect sentence. You change the voice of the sentence, voice of the paragraph, something like that. You see, suppose this is one sentence and it is can be paraphrased like that. Use synonyms of that. You see, some synonyms. So, good paraphrasing means draw from the multiple source. Do not change the author's meaning. You cannot give a new meaning of the author's sentence. So that is called the paraphrasing. And citation tips, various citation tips are there. You see that you have to write in the bracket in terms of the year, in terms of the title. Just like you see, Fahe 2017, Fetis and Sharp 2005, like that I was telling in the, this is called the APS style. Various styles are there. Around 2000 styles are there. Various citations are there. You see, when you are giving that a mathematical equation y equal to x cot pi x by 2a. Who is? So Miss 2008. That is from book page 74. This should be the citation. So you see when you are giving a table from others, you have to give the reference of that table. You see, I have given the circle here. Then you will say that what is my voice? You bring your logic to establish your voice. That is my only statement. So map out your argument. Explain what you need and what you have compared and you have got a good findings. So this is the government notifications of the plagiarism. So these are some of the resources. So I am not moving to others. So I should stop here and I should take some questions from you for this. So thank you for patience hearings. So I have interrupted due to some problem. I was just traveling today, that's why.
Thank you so much for such an engaging and enriching presentation. I mean, this will be so beneficial for the researchers, for such an eminent person who has over 450 publications to his credit. This presentation is really expected, and we are really enriched by Professor Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol's presentation. Thank you so much, sir. And we will be very happy if we can have your guidance in our NAC-related preparation, because apart from being such an great academician, we all know that you have such a long and successful administrative career, and we are really delighted to, we will be really grateful if you help us in our NAC related preparations. And our principal sir is really keen to felicitate you in physical mode, and he has expressed.
Definitely, I love to go there because today it was a very, very extreme sentimental day for me, because today was the PhD vibe of my last full-time scholar. He was topper of my university. So you see that she was very, very young. So she has started his MS MCA course in age of 21, and after 9 years, he has a topper in the MTech, and now today she has got his PhD, and she was my last scholar, 34th scholar. So bit sentimental. I was there in the university, and I was coming back after the Viva. That's why I have missed the time. So I could not make it. I could not come back due to the road condition and congestion. So sorry for that. And you
No,
see
no, sir,
that
we
this was my
absolutely
special day for me. This is a special day for me. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
And
much,
I
sir.
love to come to your institute, and I love to help you in various. I think you know that how I used to train during my tenure of as a IQAC director at Kalyan University.
Right, sir.
So I don't know if this could be continued. All of the institutes should get a good grade at that time. I think we did not proceed in that way. I think whatever I have started in my university, but using a workbook and workshop like that, and we have gone for clarification that what grade you can get, you justify. We have written the program also in Excel. I think that, I think 8 to 10 years back we have done for that. But now you see, still it is, we are in dark, and West Bengal is still lagging for that. Thank you very much
Right,
for
sir.
that. Thank you.
For the participants, if you have any question, kindly proceed. Sir is with us.
Any questions? Otherwise, I think you can provide my mail address or WhatsApp, whatever. Anytime I am ready for that.
And so
Yeah.
many participants are eager to have the presentation and PPT.
I'll share you the presentation. You share. Don't worry.
Okay, okay.
These are my way of presentation. So you see, and even you see Sobhasaji, maybe they are. So in the similar, I have changed some slides and given presentation for separately science, arts, and commerce. 3 days I have presented in 3 different ways on the same slide. So I think your motivation will be different for that. I'll give you. Don't worry about that.
Yes, sir.
No,
Thank you
sir,
so much.
SSR is not present today,
Yeah.
actually.
Sobhasaji is not there, no? Yeah.
Not,
No, all of you, those who are resource particularly, everyone is affectionate to me, and I love all of them. I've seen yesterday I met Mrs. Kanjilal, Dr. Kanjilal at Macaut. I was a PhD Viva there itself. So I was
Yes,
talking about that. Yes, he
Yes,
was
I'm
there.
showing it to the Facebook. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
it to the Facebook. Yes.
Yeah, I was there with her. So I love to be with all of them. Association is, I used to help all these things in all ways. So thank you very much for giving me opportunity. So I love to go there in earliest opportunity physically at your place, and that's why I'll try to give my
Physically,
best
sir, I will
to train
meet
you.
with you with the
Yeah.
felicitation and that kinds of things.
Yeah,
Okay.
please go ahead.
Sir, mind blowing presentation, sir.
Thank you. I don't know how I have gone. I was in my car. You see, I have started the presentation. First half of the
Thank you.
presentation, I was in the car only. Lot of noise, a lot of concentration problem for me even. See, is the high road, Kalani Expressway. Yeah, that was very difficult. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And participants to express opinion, or if you have any question, kindly let us know. Sir is with us.
Yeah.
So, so I think. Okay. Somebody has raised his hand.
Yeah, please. Let him tell what he is asking.
Okay. Please proceed, sir.
I don't know if there is anyone who is having any question or query or any opinion. Please share with us.
Okay, I think there is a technical glitch.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So thank you, sir. Thank you for everything you have done today. And after such a difficult situation, and I would say such a sentimental and emotional
definitely.
day for you, and you are with us. We are really blessed to have you with us. And thank you so much for your presentation and your presence, gracious presence.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm honored for that. So I think, yeah, may I leave? Yeah, thank you.
Of course, sir. Of course, sir.
Thank you.
Please. Thank you.
Okay, so we can able to conclude today's sessions, and please, all the participants are requested to join the tomorrow sessions at the time at the 3 o'clock. And tomorrow sessions we have already with us what was the I think Dr. Onilesh Day and uh, and Dr.
Mohua Das.
Mohua Das will present their presentations on the leadership. They are both a leader in the sections, their sections, and I hope that you are enjoying the today's session. I would like to request all of you to please on your camera and just keep on picture of from the screenshot. I'd like to request our anchor team or the controlling sections, please on the camera, everybody. Just take one picture.
Please on your camera. You will have a picture.
সবাই ক্যামেরা অন করে নিন, তাহলে আমাদের একটা একসঙ্গে ছবি তোলা হয়ে যাবে। I think not all of them are not switching on their cameras. All of you, please switch on your camera. Please turn on your cameras. Get it better.
I think হয়ে গেছে, তাই তো? Hello.
The control room.
Anyone from control room, have you taken any screenshot of this? From my machine, I cannot take it now, right now. I'm not sure this one is not.
হয়েছে, নেওয়া হয়েছে? Hello.
Just a minute.
Screenshot নেবে, screenshot.
Okay, sir.
Take screenshot from phone. Someone please take screenshot from phone, from mobile phone.
একটা নিয়েছি।
Okay, that will do. Okay, so with the permission of respected principal sir, we are about to conclude the first day, the inauguration day of our 6-day faculty development program. I would request Dr. Bidisha Munshi, coordinator of internal quality assurance and cell of this college, for the vote of thanks. Please, madam.
Okay. So it is now my present duty to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of this college, and I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. Vimalendu Vishwas, the Controller of Examinations, University of Koldani, for kindly being with us for a short while because of the obligations of his duty, but that is really encouraging for us and for delivering such a valuable speech on his behalf. And Honorable VC Sir, our chief guest, he could not make it because of very I mean he is unable for a very important but that his good wishes us and are really achieve the success he has wished us for. And our sincere thanks are due to the patron of this program, Dr. Vishwarup Niyogi, principal of Ekhan College, whose constant guidance and encouragement have made this the realization of this faculty development program possible. We are really thankful to Dr. Jyotsna Kumar Mondol for his enlightening presentation, and because his insight is really crucial for years. We had with us Ramakrishna Korti, principal of KKR College. He is also one of the eminent personality. Is I mean, his insightful deliberation will even due course. He is one of the resource persons. And my special thanks go to all the resource persons I mean, who will be conducting the sessions over the coming days and who will share their valuable expertise with the participants. And I would also like to thank all the participants from different institutions who have and contribute to meaningful academic engagement, and my appreciation to all colleagues and members of this organizing team, as well as the employees of Hazi Ekhan College, whose sincere efforts have ensured the smooth conduct of this inaugural session. And on this note of gratitude, I conclude the vote of thanks and wish the faculty development program a truly meaningful and successful journey. And thank you all. Thank you.
We are now we are sharing the feedback form for the second technical session. All of you, please fill out this form, and we are with strong hope that tomorrow again we will have you here on this platform on the second day of the 6th-day online faculty development program organized by Hazi Ekhan College. Thank you all.